Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to first apologize for not getting love readings out for September. I'm currently in the process of moving, and with all the private clients that I had in September, it just wasn't possible. I assure you they will be out for October. If you're interested or want to hear about the new services that I'm launching on October 10th, right, 10/10, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to have all the updates about the new stuff out there. And if you want to get regular updates from me about what the energy is and what I'm going through, follow my Twitter, okay? That's the best place to get a hold of me and kind of learn about my personality and get more updates. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We have reached 10K. I say we because I couldn't make any of this possible without you guys. Love you all. Mwah. All right, Libra, first of all, happy birthday. Big time happy birthday. Now, before this card fell out, I got two words. I got blank slate and like nothingness. And because it's as if I knew I was connected to your energy, but at the same time I got nothing. And it didn't feel like the nothing that comes from someone who is closed off from source or closed off from spirit. And then the death card fell out. And underneath the deck, we have the Queen of Swords, which can easily be you, Libra. So, I mean, granted, you know, it is your birthday, your solar return. A lot of you that are watching this, you're experiencing this. But also Pluto over in Capricorn is making a hard aspect to to Libra energy, especially those of you that are about 16, 17 degrees and onward. Now, Jupiter is also leaving your sign this month and heading into Scorpio. So I think when a planet finally leaves this zodiac sign, that's when you fully integrate that energy. And I think everything that Jupiter has expanded upon in your life, Libra, you're really ready to make the full resurrection. Because this doesn't, you know, we have to hit point zero, right? We have to hit the nothingness. We have to reach total blackness before we can start to integrate a new level of light, right? And this is something you're going to go through on your own, the Hermit, okay? It's something that you experience as an individual person. It's not that no one's around you, but the death that you're going through is very much internal. And it very much is radiating from the core of your being, okay? It's something that is like a long time coming. It doesn't necessarily feel overdue. It's just something that is a long time coming. So I don't think that you're fighting it, but just remember that this is a necessary transformation. And if you have any resistance to it, just let it go. Because you've already, like, the worst has already happened. You know, the things that bring you to 0 point, right? Ground zero, right? I almost want to, you know, not to be, like, triggering, but very much like I see this as, like, the rebel, you know, or rather the rubble, you know? The tower has already fallen, okay? Your world has already been rocked. The debris is getting cleared, and so you shall rise. All right, Libra, this spread is super interesting, and I'm trying to recollect some like one-liners from last month's spread. So I remember the caption was, I believe, my money, my choices, and I do believe this has career wrapped into it, but more than last month, I think this is really a spread of internal dialogue that you're having with yourself about your truth, right? Your spiritual compass, your baseline, and how that relationship that you have with your inner truth, right? That relationship you have with yourself, and how you do or do not align with that in your everyday life. Because your overall energy this month is the Nine of Swords. However, I don't think this is as nasty as it usually is. This feels kind of like how I would read it in reverse. I mean, I don't shuffle for reversal, so I just feel out the widespread definitions of cards and choose, you know, what feels appropriate. Now, remember in the beginning I said that I was getting nothingness, right? So I think you're putting an end to the endless thoughts and a way of thinking that is debilitating to you. I think you're coming out of a time that has been overwhelming, because the Death card resurfaced in your advice position coupled with the Three of Wands. So this is straight up saying the road to progress, the road to your future is through this death, right? And I think the death is, because we had the Queen of Swords in the beginning as well, the way that you view your reality. And for a lot of people, their main focused reality is work, right? Especially, I think, you know, I think if you're a mother, this definitely can apply to your home and the way that you parent and how your parental duties coincide with your personal time as well as your work life, and trying to balance those three personas, if you will, those three hats, juggling those three hats, as well as especially of those of you that are either self-employed or do work that allows you to be independent even if you work for a company, right? There's a strong desire for independence here, as well as doing things that really speak to you on a creative level. And I see when I dropped this card over here, that Drake line came into my head, don't sleep on me, I got big plans. I think you're making a lot of long-term things happen, either things that you've been dreaming about or wanting to do for a really long time, right? Your whole life, the last 5 years, the last 9 years, the last 9 months. I think you're finally bringing those plans to life. And you're hitting ground zero, right? You're getting to the launch pad for the next huge phase of your life. This is bigger than 1 year, to be honest. This feels a lot bigger. Because we have 3 fours here. And that means that the plans that you're making are bringing you to stability. To bringing, you know, that's the number of foundation. So I don't think that you're achieving that at the end of this month. This is the beginning of a journey. We have the journey rune here in the outcome. Okay, this is the foundational point, right? 0 point of your greatest expansion yet, Libra. And this is on a consciousness level. This is on a soul level. These are big soul choices, okay? This is a huge, you know, reaping time, right? Virgo season just ended, so now it's about duality and how to appease both halves while also staying in one's truth, right? We have to be able to stay in our truth while also being diplomatic. Okay, also when the Wheel of Fortune card came up in your foundation, I got this common line from this Erykah Badu song, Love of My Life, and I can't think of it now, but it was really good, and I lost it. Anyways, in the position of what you need to let go of, Libra, we have the 5 of Pentacles, and fell out together the 3 of Pentacles with the Empress. Now, I just want to mention that 3 and 3 is 6, and 4 is 10, okay? So, again, the 1, the new beginning, the wrap-up, the final shebang. So what is it? 4 of Pentacles, this need to hold on. Because we all have fears, right? And they manifest in different ways. Even though the 4 of Pentacles rules the physical realm and wanting to hold on to physical things, I more so, what these physical things are is gonna vary from each person that watches this. But it's going to be the thing that you've held on to for comfort. For some of you, I think it's a job. For some of you, I think it's material items. Or you've built up a really big savings account, but you still don't feel safe jumping fully into your side hustle or or trying to start your self-employment, things like that, your creative endeavor. This is also for some of you, oh, I didn't mention, the rune here that we have here is success, and it came on the Four of Pentacles. So to heed that, holding on to an outdated definition of success will only limit your ability to co-create with spirit and with other people things that really speak to you on a true, deep level. Because the Empress talks about birthing, right? Knowing your innate worth, right? Tapping in fully to the divine feminine. Coupled with the Three of Pentacles, cooperation, right? Learning, building stages, being an apprentice. So it's also kind of saying, like, stop playing small. Like, if you've been staying in that job just because you know it pays the bills, but you also realize, like, the time that you spend at work dwindles, right? That time with others, Three of Pentacles, that time you spend dealing with other people dwindles your Empress power, right? Your divine feminine power, that part of you that is just fully immersed in your emotional reality. As well as for those of you, again, that are a parent, I think there's a need here to, I want to say, not hold out for child support money. Like, if you're like waiting on that, or like using that as a chip, right? Like, if your baby father's not paying child support, and then you won't let, this is an example, and you won't let him see, I want to say son, but if you won't let him see your child because of that, like, don't do that. It will not be successful for you. It will not make him pay. You have a better chance of him paying if you let him see him. Okay? I don't know why I keep saying him, but that's just the vibe I got. That's definitely not for a lot of you, but I had to say that. So, yeah. It's going to be a long road to build what you want to build and to come into a new understanding of success. But until you give yourself the breathing room to do so, right? Until you give yourself that space, until you stop worrying about whether or not it could work, you are never going to know. All right? So try. Because the door that's now open for you that was once closed, I love this. We have the Lovers, clarified by the Four of Wands. And the rune here is prosperity, okay? So we're leaving behind this material definition of success. So I'm feeling like this is a salary, this is a figure, this is benefits. These are things that companies or corporations use to entice you into a job, right? And sometimes we're in positions in our life or just default modes where we go looking for jobs and just only, you know, search ones that have a certain level of benefits package, you know what I mean, or certain perks, or we're not even willing to take it. But is that serving your personal truth, your soul's truth? The door that's not open for you, right? The Lovers, is choices. A divine choice. A choice to either level up, right? Ascend to a new level of self-worth and self-knowledge and alignment, or continue to walk a more, dare I say, monotonous path, a more sheep-like path, a more asleep path, right? A more masculine energy-centered path, which meaning all action and reaction, not coming from a place of feminine energy, which is knowing one's, or rather being in tune with one's ability to receive, an innate worth to just receive by being, right? And there needs to be a balance of both of those, because if you're overly feminine, right, overly hyper-feminine energy, that's going to mean that you think you don't have to work for anything, right? But we're aligning, right? You're getting the opportunity, Libra, to align with a higher octave of prosperity. And the way to do that, right? The way to do that is through knowing your emotional and spiritual worth. Four of Wands. Knowing that you have laid a strong enough internal foundation that this Four of Pentacles, you know, physical foundation, will, of course it will manifest. This is a question of faith, right? Because we can read and preach and do all the things, you know, all those kind of things. However, until you practice faith, until you put into action all the spiritual premises you know, until you integrate them into your day-to-day life, right? That's Virgo. Day-to-day routines. Until you integrate that and find balance, Libra, you'll never walk in your soul's ultimate truth and come into that Phoenix rising again, Scorpio, which is next season, okay? So you're getting initiated right now. You've hit point 0, but the path of, sleeping, the path of staying on the, we always have it available to us to continue to listen to our ego barking and not just go after our spiritual truth. Are you prepared and ready and willing to answer that higher calling of prosperity that comes from a foundation of truth from spirit that says, I am always being provided for, and every day is a celebration of my worth? Okay? Your current energy this month, Libra, as it relates to spiritual path and career, in your head, 9 of Pentacles, which is my fave. Love the 9 of Pentacles. In your heart, the 4 of Cups with the rune Strength. And in your foundation, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, at the root of this, overall we just have change. But again, mirroring the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't tell you what kind of change it's bringing, because ultimately it's up to you. It's ultimately up to you which way, because which way you step on the wheel will determine if it's going to, turn down or if it's going to turn up. And whether it's turning up or down is based on perspective, right? And with the Lovers, you could say you have 3 choices. Left, right, or up. Do I want to go hyper feminine? Do I want to go hyper masculine? Do I want to unite myself and rise? Oh my gosh, I just realized this is 6 and 4, and this also adds a 10. So we have 2 10s added here now. This is a 10. Okay, huge I almost said coming of age. So maybe some of you are hitting that point in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a milestone that we currently celebrate as coming to age like 18 or 21. But it's on a soul level. You're maturing on a soul level. Okay? Everything that's happening in your life right now is, I don't want to say up to chance, because it's not chance. It's through your actions of free will. But the energy is changeable right now. And it's kind of like you're getting dice put in your hands. But if you use the properties that you've learned about the universe, that your mentality and your thoughts attract your reality and build your reality, and that your heart is really the compass to navigate this world, right? If you're able to apply those premises and those theories, you begin to flourish, because 9 of Pentacles in your head and your thoughts, you're coming into the truth that you are so comfortable. Not in a because comfortable sometimes feels so like lazy. You're becoming so comfortable with the reality that you are abundant and prosperous without having to do all that extra, without having to sell your soul, without having to do things that aren't in alignment with your truth. You are innately worthy, and you are finally believing that. I also feel like this is a very singular time for you. Not that you're necessarily single, like romantically, or like not working, or obviously all of you that are watching this aren't self-employed, but with the 9 of Pentacles here in your head and your thoughts, you truly know that you have what it takes to stand on your own 2 feet. Physically, emotionally, mentally, right? Metaphorically. You can stand on your own 2 feet. You don't need anybody. And you know that. And you're not using that in like an egoic way of like, oh, I don't need anybody. Not like that. It's like you have found the strength in not needing anybody. Whether that be your, that job, that paycheck, like, and it's not that you don't actually need the money to pay your bills, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a state of mind. Realizing that you are not controlled by anyone. It's a new level of freedom that you've granted yourself. And even though we have the Four of Cups in your heart, right, being displeased with what is kind of happening in your current reality, with the rune Strength here, I think more so what it is you're sick of being the person that's always has to be strong, and you're sick of kind of, needing to put up with that. It's like being the most woke one in the room type of thing. Like, that can be daunting, right? That can be daunting. Also, this is telling me that you're learning through rejection as well. Strength through rejection. And when we're able to stand strong on our own 2 feet and face rejection, or rather even put ourselves in the face of rejection, like put ourselves out there for things that we're not necessarily qualified for on a surface level, right, on a 3D level, or we just know that speaking our truth, right, being vulnerable easily puts you in the line of rejection. And you understand that being willing to be rejected builds resiliency, right? Builds strength, builds character. And through that dedication to self, you take fate, right? The Wheel of Fortune into your own hands to eradicate the fear and anxiety of just leaving, letting life happen to you. Okay? Spirit's advice. We have the Three of Wands with the rune Protection. And again, we have the Death card. So with the Death card motivating the Three of Wands, right? This death of the soul and the ego and the way that you've identified with yourself, especially as it comes to how you, at the core, make your money and go out into the world and present yourself. Okay? You realize that anything that has ended is protecting you and protecting your future that you're trying to build. So heed that. Anything that dies off or you're being called to end or push away, whether it be habits or jobs or people, and whether you're ending it or it's getting ended on you, it is important to understand that rejection is God's protection, if you will, Like, we have to understand that sometimes there needs to be things that we turn our back on, and if we're not, independent enough to turn our back ourselves, Spirit will nudge us in some way or another, or we will get nudged. And you have to protect your progress. You have to let anything that's going to inhibit your progress, you need to release now in October. Because Scorpio season is when we really all die. You know what I mean? We really all get down to the darkness, the nitty gritty. So Spirit's trying to get you there a little ahead of the game. They know you have a little anxiety and worry left, and they want you to leave that behind so you can dig in deeper to your emotional truth in your reality and see beyond what is presented in physicality. So be willing to turn your back on anything that does not directly influence your progress, and protect your peace. And I don't mean that in like a guarded way, like where you can't trust people or anything like that. But it's only we can protect ourselves. You know what I mean? Only we can decide what is healthy and what is not. And that comes through boundaries as well. And again, making decisions. You can see the good and the bad and the ugly and everything, but you still have to make a choice. Okay? So be willing to turn that corner this month, Libra. The most likely outcome at the end of Libra season and the end of October is the Six of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups. And the rune we have here is Journey. So if you've been looking for a job, I would say it is definitely possible for you to land the job that brings you emotional contentedness, right? The thing that you've been wishing and dreaming for and hoping for. I don't think it's necessarily what you thought it was going to be at first. I think that some of you are going to have, you've made decisions on what success and abundance and money really means to you, and that shift in And abundance thinking mentality is going to bring you into alignment with something that you've been yearning for a while that I don't think that you were a vibrational match for a while. Because we also have 3 9s here. Okay, so we had cards add up to 10. We had 4 4s, right? Stability. Coming into a new phase of stability. Okay? With the 6 of Pentacles here as well, this talks about starting a new path that has adjusted boundaries in power dynamics, right? This is a new era, I'm feeling, of demanding your worth and putting your dreams first. Again, I don't think there's no one around you, but the decisions and choices and the things that you're contemplating this month, Libra, are very much fixated on you and your needs and your desires and your dreams and your money in your life. Like, this is very, very personal. And I don't worry about being selfish. I don't see you hurting anyone in the process. The only person that will hurt is you if you make sacrifices right now. This is not the time to make sacrifices. This is not the time to put someone else's needs before your own. You need to have this eagle eye and this trust, because the bird on this 9 of Pentacles has a mask on it. Okay, he can't really see. You know, he's not completely free, but he is free at the same time. He's not chained to her, and he just trusts her. And he has the vision regardless. He knows his flight path so well that he does not need to see. So what is not seen, but only felt, because that is what you need to do this month. Okay, let's get you an affirmation. Woo, happy birthday, Libra. That was so much fun. I feel as if the gold, right, the yellow cards are protecting the blue cards as well, right? So your solar plexus, your personal boundaries, as you strengthen those, speaking your truth, right, without being afraid of stepping on someone's toes or being politically incorrect or whatever, is what will help you to get away from that fear of saying the wrong thing. Life supports me in every possible way. For every problem that I may create, I am confident that I can find a solution. Well, that answers that. So there are no problems, Libra. Only answers and solutions and more experiences to be had. Libra, I love you so much, and I will be back soon with a love reading. I promise. Peace. Hi, everybody. So, thank you for staying tuned to hear about my new services launching 10/10 on my website. The reason they're not launching sooner is because, like I said in the beginning, I'm in the process of moving. When you get the love readings for this month, I'll be in my new office space. I'm so excited. My new house has a true office for me, and I'm just really hyped. So, all the services I have currently are staying, okay? I'm not deleting anything or getting rid of anything. I'm just adding upon that. So, you can now add on additional things to the soul spread. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to list it yet, but it'll be its own button and whatnot. So the new thing that I'm adding is called intuitive counseling. You might have seen it on my site before and it said it wasn't yet available. This is why I needed to move and get everything ready. So when you purchase intuitive counseling with a spread, like at the same time, like for example, the soul spread with intuitive counseling, you get 30 minutes on Skype with me after you already get your video spread. So within 30 days of you getting your soul spread video, you book the intuitive counseling follow-up session with me. And we talk on Skype for 30 minutes about what happened in your video or what's been going on since and things like that. No cards get pulled during intuitive counseling. It is just like what it sounds. It is talking and discussing and things like that. So you'll have the option now to add that onto the soul spread, add that onto the soul spread with astrology, add that onto soul medicine, and I'll also have a button for soul medicine, astrology, and the intuitive counseling because people were asking me about that as well. So those are 4 new services that are going up, but technically only the intuitive counseling is new. So when you add on 30 minutes of Skype with the spread, it's $20 more, right? So whatever the original spread cost plus $20. Now, We also are going to have intuitive counseling that is just in and of itself, okay? The first session, if you were to do intuitive counseling, would have to be an hour because I have to get to know you, get to know your goals, what you're looking to achieve. And intuitive counseling without a spread, like without combining it with a tarot spread, is really someone who's looking for a friend, you know, a confidant, someone that wants to talk about their metaphysical and, you know, intuitive experiences and doesn't really have anyone in their life that can relate. I think a lot of us go through that. So that's what that is. The original session, like I said, has to be 60 minutes. By the way, anyone that gets intuitive counseling without a tarot spread will also have emailed to them a like a waiver explaining that I'm not a therapist and my services do not override what a doctor tells you and all that jazz. We also will, you know, go over some highlights, like I said, of what are your goals in intuitive counseling? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to overcome? Things like that. So 60 minutes on Skype. Again, no tarot or anything, just talking is $48. And then you can buy, after you do the original 60 minutes, if you wanted to do more sessions, you can either buy 30 minutes for $28, 45 minutes for $33, or 90 minutes for $60. And the 90 minutes can get broken into 2 45-minute sessions or 3 30-minute sessions. So that's the cheapest, obviously. And this, like I said, is really in place of someone that is looking for, you know, a confidant and someone that wants to discuss different things that are going on in your life. This is a level of support that you might find in, you know, a group or things like that. The other thing I'm super excited about is what I call intuitive support system. So this is similar to intuitive counseling. However, it doesn't happen on Skype. It happens over email. And by me providing it over email, it allows me to offer it at a discounted rate so that more people can afford it. And it's, you know, uses less energy. Skype drains my energy a lot faster than answering emails. So basically with intuitive support system, you have to make a commitment of either 3 months or 6 months, okay? When you make a 3-month commitment, it's $25 a month. When you make a 6-month commitment, it's $20 a month. Okay, and basically what intuitive support system is you, by paying that $25 or $20 a month, you basically have access to me as, you know, as a guide of sorts. And we exchange up to 6 emails a month. That means you write me 6 times, I answer 6 times. So obviously the first time you're having some type of crisis or needing an ear, I would make that email long. You know what I mean? Because we can only go back and forth 6 times in a month. I think 6 is a lot. That can definitely accomplish a lot. Please give me up to 24 hours to answer your emails because I'm not only answering yours, I'm answering other prospective clients and things like that. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do the billing for that yet. PayPal does have an auto debit feature. But I don't think I'm going to use that right away. So what I would do is I would send you, you know, I'll have a contact form and you would contact me directly and we would invoice and things like that. In terms of scheduling for the intuitive counseling, whether you bought it with a spread or you're buying it outright, by the time 10/10 comes along, by the time launch date comes along, I should have a scheduler posted on my website. However, I have not done it yet, and I'm decently tech savvy, but like not a genius. So bear with me. We may have to do it via email scheduling for a little while, but I'm hoping that won't be the case. And lastly, the one that I'm so excited about is another spread. It's a new spread option, and it's the past life partnership reading. So when I use the word partnership, I mean it can be any type of partner. I've used this spread with friends, and I like friends in my life, and I've used this spread with, you know, lovers and family members and things like that. So the goal of the past life spread is it shows you how you and that person, whether it be your mom, like I said, or your friend or your lover, how you and the person were related in a past life, what your lesson was. You know, did you figure it out? Did you not figure it out? What was the outcome in the past life, in the most recent past life? And then it shows you what you and that person's energy is in this life, what lesson you're learning in this life, and how you're doing with it so far. Like, what is your status? And what you both can do to continue to push on with this lesson. Okay? That spread is going to be $47. Please keep in mind that just because we share a past life with someone does not mean they're like our forever and a day. So please keep that in mind. This is mostly just to, I think when we understand like the past life ties we have with people, it actually makes it easier for us to navigate the current relationship and let it go if need be as well. A lot of us have that need to know. I mean, I have so much Virgo energy. I love knowing. Like, tell me why. So there will be a purchase link up for that spread as well. I'm really excited to bring you guys all these new updates. If you have any questions about the new stuff that I'm going to have coming, feel free to email me. You know, all that information is in the description box below. You also can fill out the contact form on my website. That will also send straight to my email. Like I said, all of these services will be available on 10/10. The astrology on 10/10 is epic. Jupiter's going into Scorpio, and it's really magnificent. So I love you all. I really hope to see some of you soon with these new services. And again, thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing, leaving comments. You guys know I read all the comments, and they bring me so much joy. Also, I've recently had a few donations. I don't ever talk about having people donate to my channel because, you know, I'm just so grateful to even be here. But on my YouTube page, there is a button to donate via PayPal if you are called to do so. Just know if you donate in response, I will pull an oracle card for you and send it to the email that's attached to your PayPal as a thank you and as a great appreciation. So again, I love you all so much, and I will connect with you again soon. Peace.